Mike, good morning out there. Parents, I have some very important information for you. I'm joined here by Sergeant Ritchie. I want to thank you first for joining us. I know this is difficult, but what do our parents need to know as we're out here at the Fred Meyer parking lot?
We're at the Wood Village Fred Meyers, and we're setting up our Reunification Center here where we reunite the parents with the students. So we have a section here for parents, and we have a section for students. We're going to bus the students to here. They're with teachers, administrators, other police officers. We're going to bring them here, do some administrative work with them, and then release them to the parents. So if you're a parent, we need you to come to the Wood Village Fred Meyers.
I know that there was a little bit of confusion earlier that we thought we might need to send parents to the Safeway right down the street. Do they still need to come here? Let's just clear that up. Parents to the Fred Meyer.
Parents are absolutely need to come to the Fred Meyers, not the Safeway as was earlier talked about.
How much time do you think it's going to take before we can get the students here? Just to give a timeline for any of our parents out there still trying to make their way.
I can't answer that now. That part's not up to me, but in the next, definitely probably in the next hour or two would be my guess.
Okay, so as soon as parents can get down here, they should do so.
Please.
And as far as texting and calling of their students, can they get through to those students? I'm assuming they still all have their cell phones.
I don't know that.
Okay, so we will continue with that. But right now, this is the place for everyone to come.
Yes, it is.
All right, thank you very much.
And thanks for your patience.
So once again, parents, I just want to reiterate this to you. As you go ahead and take a look over here, we are at the Fred Meyer parking lot here in Wood Village. If your student goes to Reynolds High School and you are waiting to be reunited with your student, you need to come out here to this parking lot. You can see it's already been taped off. Several other parents are already waiting right here as well. And they will be reuniting you with your students in due time. Again, we've not yet seen any of those buses that have been coming through yet with those students. They are en route. Obviously, we have a lot of police officers. We have the sheriff's department that's out here. There are several units already. I have been speaking with some of the parents here. They have been getting texts back and forth from their students. This is still an ongoing process, so there's a lot of information going on. What we have confirmed so far is that shooter is out of the picture now and is deceased. But again, parents, we're not sure on any injuries, potential or not. So they are still asking everyone to come back down to this situation here at the Fred Meyer parking lot where more information is going to be given. Something else I can tell you all is that this briefing is continuous. As I have been here, there have been 3 different briefings for parents. So there's a very open line of communication between the police officers, the sheriff's departments, and of course all the parents that we have here as well today. We are following this online as well at coin.com. So this is another thing. Again, this situation, in case you're just following up on this or tuning in with us, all began around 8 this morning when we had that active shooter situation. And now, as you can see, all the parents around us really getting a hold of this situation and really just waiting for things to happen. And Mike, I can tell you as well, there are a lot of tense feelings for people who are out here right now. What I have been told by authorities as well is they are asking for everyone to stay calm because the students are going to have to go through this process as well. In fact, I'm going to give your attention right over here behind me. They are now bringing in what looks to be cookies, water, some different things to kind of help people deal with this situation right now. So again, this is a very active situation, but authorities here are trying as much as possible to be able to make this a good situation for parents and to be able to help everyone through this entire situation. Reporting out here live for you, Alicia Esch at the Fred Meyer.
And Alicia, while we still have you out there, you said, I know you'd been speaking with some parents out there. What was the notification process for them out there? You said that they had been texting back and forth with their students. When did they first hear from the school district that there was a situation going on at Reynolds High School?
That's very varied between different parents that I've talked with. Most parents actually have told me that they actually learned of this from texts from their own students. So as far as the exact time when authorities were letting them know, I can tell you I got out here about 10 minutes ago, and that's when I heard the first briefing where they were kind of corralling all of the parents together. But again, a lot of this information with social media and of course with people having cell phones right now has been coming out since the event apparently took place for some parents earlier this morning. So again, something that is different for pretty much every parent who's out here right now.
And Alicia, we do want to say too that I know you are located at the Fred Meyer, but we have just learned that there is a press conference scheduled at 9:45 this morning at the Cherry Park Safeway. So we will, of course, be taking that live as well when we get more information. But right now, I want to go back to Brent Weisberg, who is live closer to the high school. And Brent, what have you been able to learn in the last 10 minutes or so?
Mike, good morning. We have another parent here who is on scene who can kind of describe the moments when you found out that there was a shooting here. Take me back to that moment and tell us a little bit about what you heard and how did you find out about the shooting here?
I was just leaving for work, pulled out of my neighborhood onto Gleason Street and all the cars flying by. I stopped to get gas. Cars are still flying by. I got police scanner on my phone and started listening. When I started hearing about boys and girls locker room and tennis court, I headed out this way. Nothing else with tennis courts out this way, so I came right out.
And have you been in contact with your son since then?
I have. He's over in the church parking lot. He was okay. He did say at least one teacher had been hit that he knew of.
And what did your son else tell you about the shooting? Did he tell you how many rounds he had heard or anything?
No, not yet.
Gotcha. And then again, Mike, we need to point out that this information of a teacher being hit still not confirmed by the sheriff's office. But what was, as a parent, as you're hearing that on your police scanner, what was your instinct to do? It was to come here.
Panic, come out, flying down the street. I was shaking, just needed to get out here.
And describe the scene this morning as you have seen it all morning long. More parents starting to show up here. What has the mood like been for you and the other parents?
Just still a lot of panic and worry, people trying to get a hold of their kids. There's some aunties that had brought their nieces and nephews to school, so trying to get a hold of their parents and just waiting to hear, hoping the kids are okay.
This has to be just incredibly surreal because this is Troutdale. We don't hear about situations. I've covered this area for 6 years, and you very rarely see police officers at Troutdale High School aside from the school resource officer.
Not like this.
What was your reaction to all of this, to see the massive police response here?
I was very surprised at all the different municipalities that came out, Camas and Clark County and Clackamas County, so I'm thankful for the large response. Just because you never know if there is more than one shooter or what's going on, and so
you've been listening to a live interview with the parent right there. Right now, we want to get back to Alicia Esch, who has more information. Alicia, what can you tell us?
Good afternoon and good morning, everyone out there. We are moving forward through this crowd as we see right now, as we're about to get another announcement. Actually, right now, we're going to have the sergeant speaking with us again. Again, a very fluid situation as we're moving parents to get closer so everyone can hear this information. And we want to get you cued into what is going to be happening right now. As you can see, they are right in the front here, and we're just going to listen in for a moment.
Half hour. Okay, in the next half hour, the students, all of your students, children, they're going to be bussed over here. Okay, we're going to let them off over there. We're going to have a notebook there, and we're going to take their names and that stuff as they get off the bus. Okay, once we've gotten their names, we're going to assign the students to an officer, and they're going to try to find their parent here. So if you see your child get off the bus, be more towards this part of the lot where you can. Okay. You got the card.
We are having a little bit of issues with people in the back being able to hear, so they're going to work right now to try and get a bullhorn or a little bit more of an announcement so that we can reach people all the way in the back. But again, they're going to be taking a list. That's what we know right now of the students and the names when they.
In a few minutes, the students are going to be bussed.
In a few minutes, the students will be bussed in.
Bring them over there.
They will be bringing them to the other parking lot. They have some administrative work to do. They will be released one by one to each parent.
We can't release any children without a parent.
Children cannot be released without a parent or a guardian.
So what we'll do is if you see your child.
So if parents see a child with all the buses coming, they are asking parents
See your child, just kind of hang out towards this area.
to wait in this area.
Our attentions, and we'll hook them up to you.
Get attention from the sheriff and they will connect them.
It's going to be slow. It's going to be very emotional.
We're also being told this is going to be very slow and emotional process, so for everyone to maintain as calm as possible through this process.
If the kids drove to school, if they took a bus.
They're also asking about children driving to school.
If you dropped them off at school.
Regardless, they're all being bussed into this area. So whether or not your child drove their car in or not, or whether or not they were taken in by someone else, they are all being bussed into this area. Again, we are in the parking lot of the Fred Meyer at Wood Village. Information is still very fluid and coming, so we're not exactly sure when these students will all be here, but they are working to get that information. We are hearing a lot of different parents concerned about the belongings of their students, but we are not aware of what they're going to be doing with those right now. So again, really working on that situation. Just wrapping up over here, Mike, just to kind of give a recap for all of our parents who are out there. I know that that was a lot of back and forth, but again, this is a very fluid situation. We're trying to get the information to the parents who are out here. So again, they're going to be busing in the students here to the parking lot at the Fred Meyer in the Wood Village. They're asking parents to wait here in the same area that I am. So if you come out here, you'll see us, and this is the area to wait. It is taped off for you. They're going to be bringing those students right across the way. Then they're going to make a list of those students. They're going to communicate that information back to the parents, and if parents, you see your child, raise your hand up, get the attention of the sheriff's office as they are over there. They're going to work through the process of reuniting